4 drivers, 1 will prevail, and at the end of this weekend, 1 legend will retire. This is NASCAR GarageCam presented by Mobil 1 from the Sprint Cup Series garage here at Homestead-Miami, Florida. And all you Russell Simpson fans, I mean, gosh, the chat room's populating just for Russell right there, one of the more popular tire guys in our garage. And hi, I'm Matthew Dillner, and we're gonna bring you along for a live 30-minute raw, uncut stream through the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series garage and have a good time. Not only on NASCAR.com live right now, but we're also on NASCAR Facebook Live. So both chat rooms, we appreciate you so much for joining us. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you want to see today on the show. And hey, if you have a question for me or anything, just let us know, because that's what we're here for. We're here for you, the NASCAR fan. Matt DiBenedetto with the NASCAR Heat Evolution paint scheme on this number 49 right here. We skipped this car. How can we skip it? Michael McDowell, the Thrivent Financial, number 59 this weekend. That's because Ty Dillon is in the 95. Gray Galding attempting to make his third start in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, the young driver graduating from the ranks of NASCAR Next and the NASCAR K&N E-Series and late models throughout the Southeast. Dylan Lupton making another start here and joining the 32 team, Go Fast Racing, this weekend at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Reed Sorensen with Royal Teak, new sponsor on board, the number 55, and one of the greatest hairdos in the entire garage right here. Oh yeah, we have a lot of fun on GarageCam, don't we? It's a bright sunny day out, as you can see right here. Let's show you those beautiful blue skies, mildly warm weather here in Florida, and you gotta love it for Ford Championship weekend. The coolers here will still be busy because, you know, these guys are working hard in the NASCAR garage. Michael Annett will be moving on to Junior Motorsports next season, running a full-time effort in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Jeffrey Earnhardt returns to the seat of a BK Racing Toyota, and this week he takes over the number of Matt DiBenedetto. Devo has had to run, I think, 3 different numbers or whatever this year, running a 49, but the 83 this week because of the owner's points and the charter. Jeffrey Earnhardt with that starter paint scheme will be able to make it into the Sprint Cup Series field. Of course, he filled in for DiBenedetto when he had was put into concussion protocol for 1 week by NASCAR following an incident in the Xfinity Series at Texas. David Reagan, teammate right here in the number 23, and the last ride for this young race car driver in the Sprint Cup Series full-time, that is. You know, I would expect Brian Scott to maybe land something part-time, maybe in the trucks, where he has a few wins, 2-3 wins in the truck series or in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. But Brian Scott, somebody that we really like in this garage, a good person. That's the bottom line, really good person. And wish him all the luck, he and his beautiful family, as they start the next chapter of their life. Big news coming out of this camp this weekend, of course. The number 7, Tommy Baldwin Racing, selling their charter to Levine Family Racing. Tommy Baldwin has been such a big part of this garage area. I remember when Tommy got his first job for the number 41 team. I believe Ricky Craven was wheeling that car at the time. And he came down to Charlotte, North Carolina and did it the hard way. Came down here, swept the floors at shops, worked his way up, then worked his way up to be a crew chief in NASCAR, and has a great family lineage in this sport. Of course, his father, the late, great Tom Baldwin Sr., modified racer in the Northeast, and Tommy had made it all the way here to the top, to the Sprint Cup Series as a car owner, so nothing to shake your head at there. And I'm sure Tommy will find his way back into this sport. He's not just going to give up. I know that Baldwin mentality doesn't allow that, but selling his charter, so that 7 team not looking like they are back full-time at least next season. Oh boy, that number 38, just imagine I see a flamingo, and when I think flamingo, I kind of think these two guys.
The nicest looking car.
That's right. It's very. Your car is very Florida, isn't it, Landon Cassill?
Well, it is the Florida lottery car, so that makes a lot of sense. The Flamingo, yes.
So have you ever conversed with a Flamingo?
Nah, just the one that's on my car.
What have you told it?
Yeah, you can talk to it. It doesn't talk back though.
No. Yeah, what's his name?
I don't really know the Flamingo's name.
Well, geez, if
Frankie
you want to run
the
fast here, Frankie the Flamingo. We got first practice here coming up.
He said, "Please don't hit the wall, Landon."
Yeah, especially that the Flamingo that's on the left side usually has it a little easier, doesn't he?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes. All right, Landon. This season has been a crazy season for you, but a lot of positives out of the season so far.
Yeah, I've had a good year. It's my first year with Front Row Motorsports. I had a blast, and we had some good runs. I got to lead some laps at Bristol. Will you be quiet for a minute? I'm trying to do an interview. My goodness. Anyways, we had a good year, and I'm proud to drive for Front Row, proud to drive for Ford. So hopefully keep it going.
Plans for next year for 2017 for Landon Cassill?
I'm getting there. We'll be all wrapped up here pretty soon, and Daytona will be right around the corner.
Expect an announcement then from this guy right here. So Landon Cassill, this number 38 Front Row Motorsports Ford with the Florida Lottery. Yes, and this poor guy, I hope he's in good shape by the end of this race. Thank you, Landon. We always appreciate you. Geico team right here, the number 13. Let's see, Facebook Live chiming in. Teresa Cittadino, what's your favorite part of NASCAR? Oh gosh, you're going to ask me a question where I'm going to get a deep here. My favorite part of NASCAR is the people. Matt Stricker here, CJ, guys that I work with, guys that are on these teams like Bill over here or Dex or the people on all these teams. Some great human beings in this garage. And I'm not saying this to sound whimsical, but I'm a racing person my whole life, and I pride myself in great relationships in this garage. So great question. I would say besides the cool factor of working within a sport that you love, and it's so cool being near these cars every single week and being on the inside, getting to know the drivers, getting to know the personalities, it really is the human factor. Good question. Donald Corbin, I want to say thanks, Matt, and the GarageCam crew for a hard season, a great season. Yes, I'll tell you what, we have the best of the best here at NASCAR.com, and I'm proud of every single one of them. Without our crew here at the track every week, and without our crew in Charlotte, North Carolina, we couldn't do this show. And very thankful of what they enable us to do out here on the road. 95, Ty Dillon. Advil. You might be able to give that Advil to that Flamingo. What do you think? Clint Boyer, the number 15. We got to see who's first in the chat. I bet you it's Louis DiDonato. Anyway, also want to thank our fine sponsors, Mobile One, for what they do for us at NASCAR.com and you race fans at home by bringing you this. And of course, Sprint. Geez, they've had such an incredible run in our sport. Both of them, hey, if you're a race fan sitting at home watching this on NASCAR.com or if you're watching this on your mobile device on Facebook Live or something like that, remember that it's the fans that truly matter. Here's Tommy Baldwin. We were just talking about Tommy Baldwin here, and of course some big news with selling your charter, but you're a darn racer. I know you're never going to really leave racing at all, are you?
No, I got plenty of things I think I'm going to keep busy doing, so just got to trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I grow up. So we'll see what the future holds here next couple weeks.
For a Long Island guy that came from the modified ranks and came down here and swept floors and did it the right way, moving up through this deal, how much has this been realizing a dream for you to be a crew chief and then a Sprint Cup Series car owner?
Yeah, I mean it's been a wild 20 years to say the least, and I'm going to take a deep breath now and see what lies ahead for sure.
And what's the immediate plans? I know you're not going to probably know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of things going on right now still that we're trying to see what's out there and see what we can do in the future, but I'll be around.
and a great organization that you guys sold the charter to, a true family racing team.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that was a really good fit. You know, they got a great family over there. It's, you know, Bob's a really good guy, so hopefully they can take that and go forward with it.
All right, we always appreciate you. Tommy Baldwin right there, Tommy Baldwin Jr. Great guy. Grew up with him on Long Island. Let's see, where are we at here in the garage? I think we have to cross here. Yeah, we'll cross. Hey guys, this garage cam, it's live, it's raw and uncut. We're just gonna cut through the garage area here. Chris Buescher's number 34. What a fantastic season for this young Texas native. Last year, of course, glory here, winning the championship in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. But Chris Buescher, his rookie effort here, producing a win in Pocono, Pennsylvania, and a chase berth. Oh man, that's something else for this small underdog team and for this young rookie driver. Leah Bartlett, can I see the number 5 of Casey Kane one last time? Well, hey, hopefully we'll be showing you him next year and whatnot, but you know, yeah, you're a big Casey Kane fan. You're always requesting Casey Kane. So many longtime loyal people that are on this chat room with NASCAR.com GarageCam, like you, Leah. And we appreciate every single one of you. Krista Burrell, Tigra, Louis DiDonato, all the people that are on here about every week. Y'all have become family to some of us, and gotten to meet a lot of y'all on the road, and it's been a lot of fun, you know, meeting everybody. Tigger, I still haven't met you, but we tried. Ryan Newman, the number 31 Caterpillar injury, of course, re-signed with RCR. We'll be back in this number 31 next year. Dale Jr. hoping to make it back into his number 88 in Daytona. That would be awesome to see. Just saw the new paint scheme for Dale Earnhardt Jr., the nationwide ride. And this is going to be a beautiful car next year, mark my words. Facebook, Christy Cook. Of those that are no longer in the chase, which driver would you have considered the biggest threat if they were competing for the championship on Sunday? I would say Martin Truex Jr., the Mayetta, New Jersey native, and that team was hot the entire season. And they hit just a little rough patch and some errors that, well, mechanical errors and circumstances that they, you know, couldn't avoid. And sometimes that's part of racing. It's not about being the best driver or the best car, and sometimes it comes down to that. And Martin Truex Jr., I think, in that 78 team is probably the best example of a team that's a championship team in our garage that didn't make it to the Final Four. Other than that, I'd say maybe Brad Keselowski, 4 wins on the season. AJ Allmendinger, the number 47, will be back next year as well. The 21 ride, the Wood Brothers Ford of Ryan Blaney, the rookie, the last race of his rookie Sprint Cup Series campaign. Over there's Claire B. Lang. Hey, you know what? Let's do something fun. Let's do something really fun here on NASCAR.com GarageCam live here. And Claire B is walking through the garage. And hey, you and I are going to be working together and bringing the fans behind the scenes kind of Victory Lap in Vegas here coming up.
I'm so looking forward to it. The cool part is that we don't know who we'll be riding with, and we don't know who's going to be the champion. But we got a lot, and the stories that will be told inside with NASCAR.com and SiriusXM, always so much fun. And you think the garage and the special access is cool? Wait till we get to Vegas, baby.
Oh, yeah,
and I'll
Vegas,
be looking forward to seeing you there, too, buddy.
Hey, we always have a lot of fun. Claire B. Lang, SiriusXM Satellite Radio. I bet you a lot of you NASCAR fans listen to her when you're traveling down the roadway. She'll be a part of our team. We'll be a part of her team with NASCAR SiriusXM Satellite Radio for NASCAR Champions Week in Las Vegas, Nevada. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be a fun show. Number 6 of Trevor Bayne. Let's run through here because we got a lot to show you, and we have 4 championship contenders to show you as well. Greg Biffle, a 3-time winner here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Danica Patrick, oh boy, those are 2 drivers right there that would like to get their to victory lane this season. Danica Patrick with a top finish of 16th here at Homestead. Paul Menard and Eric Amarola in the Smithfield Fueled by Bacon, number 43. All right, let's go to Main Street right now because we got a lot of things to talk about and we got a lot of things to show you. But on the way, maybe we could take a little gander at the chat room. Still don't know who was first in chat yet. I think it was Louis DiDonato. Yes, it was. Shakes the head of producer Matt Stricker. And here is Casey Mears, and we'll see if we can catch up to Casey here. Casey Mears is probably more impressed that I'm actually running to get to him. All right, Casey, man, the end of the year here, and what's the plans for next year? Do you guys know yet?
I don't know exactly yet. Just going to finish this out and work hard in the off season to kind of determine what that is. But, at the moment, we got a new car here this weekend, which should be fun. It's something we built in-house, so it'll be interesting to see how that compares to what RCR builds. And hopefully we'll have a good end to the season here and finish off strong.
Hey, you guys have a good group of people on that 13 ride, but you have a good little group at home, too, with your family. I saw you guys pulling bags off the Beltway at the airport the other day. How fun is it going to be to hit the reset button and just have some family time in the offseason?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think as my kids get older, the offseason definitely becomes more important, and have a lot of fun with them. It's great they can travel with us here towards the end of the season. And after the year's done, which is coming real soon, we're going to take off and go somewhere as a family, which will be a lot of fun, and get some good downtime, recharge, and put together a plan for next year.
All right, Casey Mears, the driver of the Geico number 13. We appreciate him coming on GarageCam always. Chris Buescher, a fantastic rookie season, and hey, do you ever think we'd be coming to Homestead here and you can, of course you're not in a championship 4, but you could look at yourself and hold yourself high, say, man, I'm a winner in this Sprint Cup Series and made the chase.
That's what we hoped. That was always the idea at the beginning of the season, was to be able to pull one off. So, we did it in a spectacular fashion there in Pocono, and Bob and this team made a lot of great calls through the season to get us to that point. So, been a great year.
Good to come back here too. You were a champion here last year. This is where it was crowned in the Xfinity
Unfortunately,
Series.
we're not gonna be able to be a champion this time around, but it is a pretty amazing racetrack for me. I love this track, and I think most drivers do. And I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't looking forward to a little bit of downtime at this point as well.
All right, Chris Buescher, the Texas native, and heck of a kid right there. And there's Ryan Blaney about to close out his rookie season here in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, and a lot of things closing down this year, including Tony Stewart's last race, and the last race for Sprint, and the last race of your rookie season.
Yeah, it's a lot of lasts here.
Hopefully, you're first though.
I don't have to go to rookie meetings anymore, which is nice.
That's nice.
So that's like one of the highlights. Smoke's last race, which is awesome. It's nice to be to have been running with him all year, and I looked up to Smoke growing up a lot, and I think a lot of people in the garage did. And it's been great to race with him all year, and to be in his last race is going to be a lot of fun. So wish him luck with that. And what else was the last of?
Sprint.
Oh, Sprint, yeah, leaving the sport.
Which is such an important part of the sport.
Yeah, they're a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
But so Sprint's been with NASCAR for a long time, and it'll be interesting to see what comes next and what change there is. So it's nice to be down in Miami. It's nice and warm down here. I just came from New York, which is pretty cold, so it's a nice change. I'll probably sweat a lot today.
Yeah, a little bit.
So we'll see how that goes. How are you?
I'm doing excellent because I'm talking with Ryan Blaney on GarageCam.
Yeah. Do you want me to interview you for a second?
No, fans don't want to hear that.
Oh, well, you never know. They don't want to hear me either.
Ryan Blaney there, driver of the 21. We have a fun time with Ryan. Of course, we do some segments on NASCAR.com called, I don't know what they're called, 21 Questions with Ryan Blaney, where we talk to celebrities to come on board. Hey, it's Phil Cavalli. Man, I think all the drivers seem to be coming to us here. And here's Alex Bowman, the showman. All right, buddy. Last race here in this ride. What's the thoughts going into it?
It's almost like bittersweet, man. I'm excited. I've had a lot of fun driving for Hendrick Motorsports. I really feel like we got a good shot at winning. Obviously, we proved last week we can run up front and contend for wins. So hopefully just go win, maybe win in both cars, sweep the weekend. I don't know, something like that.
All right, Bowman. That's right. That would be some great goals for a young race car driver to try to sweep both weekends. And, man, my producer just gave me the hands. He said, man, we got to go. These drivers are coming right to us. But, yeah, we got to show you these Championship 4, and we're going to hit them right away here on NASCAR.com. 4 drivers, 1 will prevail. It's not just a slogan, it's reality here in our garage. And it's drama like no other since this chase has been reformatted. Joey Logano, the Connecticut native, the number 22, John Ashcraft. Can you feel the tension in the garage? Well, right about now, when it's about 5-10 minutes to go in the garage, is when that tension ramps up. You hear the engines behind us right now. The teams are prepping the cars. They're getting them off the jack stands. They're getting them down on the ground. They're getting them turned around. This is the first practice. The first practice for the Sprint Cup Series this weekend and Ford Championship weekend. And so much is on the line. Speaking of things that are on the line this weekend, a lot of drivers handled pressure differently, but this guy's had a smile on his face almost the whole entire weekend. How much are you enjoying this?
Maybe a little too much. It's fun and just ready to go. We're going to be in qualifying trim here, so nice, easy practice. We're going to try to learn some things, but yeah, this is cool, man. I mean, we're racing for a championship.
Real quick, I know you guys tested here, and Dave alluded to the fact that that decision was made in February, and it ironically works out that you're in this championship chase. How much does that give you and your whole team some confidence?
It helps, you know. We were just here, then we raced the same tire at Texas. We know what we want to work on, and yeah, I feel real comfortable. We'll know here in a minute if we're fast. That's really the true measure, but I feel good about it. We know what we need to work on.
All right, Carl Edwards, we always appreciate you joining us on NASCAR.com, even in pressure-packed situations like the first race here, the first practice of this championship weekend. Always takes the time for his fans and the media. He's a great guy. Number 48, Jimmy Johnson, hunting for seven championships. He would tie Dale Earnhardt. He would tie Richard Petty in that all-time mark. Would Jimmy Johnson. The Lowe's Racing crew right now underneath this number 48, doing final preparations here for the first practice, working on some things in the rear end of this race car. Car chief Ron Malik has been a part of this team since its inception, has been a part of 6 championships with Jimmy Johnson, a key cog in this crew, producing 4 wins this season. Wayne Wagner chiming in our chat room. A bunch of fans chiming in. Had a championship media day last week. That was, yesterday. That was so much fun in South Beach here in Miami. Denny Hamlin knows how to get it done and get it to victory lane here. Of course, he didn't make that championship 4, but he has a big threat to win this weekend at Homestead. The number 78 crew closing out a fantastic season for the Furniture Row Racing team. The number 4 of Kevin Harvick, oh so close. I mean, can you come any closer to making the chase than this driver did? Keelan Harvick pushing the car, crew member. Wonder if he's getting paid to do that. He's probably loving everything. All you'd have to do is probably pay him in cookies. Aaron Kuhn, the rest of the crew here pushing this number 4 into the garage area. We got to hustle on down here because there's no way that we're not going to show the number 14 sitting in the garage. Tony Stewart. And you see the hood on this race car for Tony Stewart. Always a racer, forever a champion. And the new paint scheme for this weekend, all these signatures on it, the number 14, Mobile One entry. And then we talked about, you guys gave us a question before that said, hey, what's your favorite part of the NASCAR garage? And I said the people. And I'm sure that's the same sentiment that a true racer like Tony Stewart will say when people ask him, what's the thing that you're going to miss the most about the Sprint Cup Series garage? It's this right here. His crew standing around him, the Mobile One team, as well as all the other racers in this garage area that you compete with on a week-to-week basis in the Sprint Cup Series. I remember meeting Tony when he was running IRL, and of course the champion in IRL, and USAC cars and the sprint cars and midgets, and a guy that doesn't get a lot of credit for what he's done in this sport. Well, he does on a statistical basis, but you ask anybody in this garage, the undercurrent of respect in this garage for the driver of number 14. 49 wins, 3 championships for the Indiana native. As a matter of fact, you look at things like this guy right here, Phil Cavalli, longtime photographer. You think of great moments in Smokes racing history. A lot of people don't know this, but they had a bet going in their rookie season, Phil Cavalli and Tony Stewart. And hey, What was that, real quick, because we got to hustle, but what was that bet with you and Tony in your rookie season?
Oh, it was his rookie year. All year long, I had long curly hair, and he kept bugging me to cut it. And come Indianapolis, we made a bet that if he won a race between Indy and the end of the year, he could cut all my hair off, and he won Richmond.
So in New Hampshire, we got to cut your hair.
Yeah, he's shaved it smaller, smoother than a spank baby's butt. Yeah. Then the mustache went after
well, that's good.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
He looked and shaved my chest hair at Homestead, and I was gone.
Phil Cavalli, that's awesome right there. Some great stories. Tony Stewart, some hugs before he climbs in for practice one last time. So much is being said and promoted about the championship for Kyle Busch, of course, the defending champion of our sport. Carl Edwards. Well, Carl just wants some redemption because this is the man right here that stole that championship from him in the final moments of that season, his last championship, Tony Stewart. How close was that? It was tied. Going to miss Tony Stewart after this weekend at the track, says Virginia Wright. So many other people chatting in our NASCAR.com chat room and, of course, on Facebook Live. And let's give you a premiere here, a first look at Tony's helmet. You get down and dirty every Saturday night. That's right. Smoke with some dirt all over his helmet. I think that might be one of the coolest helmet paint schemes I've seen in a while. Tony Stewart, 2011, of course, those heroics late in the race. I mean, he went into that chase season saying that he didn't deserve to be in the chase. And then he went out there and won all those races and stole the championship from Carl Edwards. And that was some true grit right there. One more win, maybe this weekend, his last race in the Sprint Cup Series for Tony Stewart, would tie him with 50 wins with Ned Jarrett, Junior Johnson on the all-time wins list. That would be unreal for Tony Stewart. 3 wins at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Rico Abreu in the Parrott area, running the Truck Series. Close personal friends with Tony Stewart. Talking to him before strapping in. Hoping Tony climbs in here in a second, but very thankful to Mobil 1 as well for what they do. And I put Mobil 1 oil in my truck for that very reason. You got to appreciate the people that get you there in this sport. Man, they've meant so much to the sport, to Tony Stewart, Stewart Haas Racing over the years, to all different drivers, and to me, and this crew right here. So we appreciate Mobil 1. And Tony Stewart climbs into his number 14 Sprint Cup Series stock car for the final time. A true legend of our sport. Last year we said goodbye to Jeff Gordon, but you know, we're not going to say goodbye to Tony Stewart because we'll see him at short tracks sprinkled across America, because this isn't a rocking chair retirement for Tony Stewart, folks. He is going to be racing and racing more than ever. A lot of plans and wing sprint cars and all different cars. He even alluded to the fact that he'd like to get back behind the wheel of a NASCAR modified at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Great rookie season, making the chase, coming to a close, still wants a win. That is Chase Elliott, the Georgia native in the Napa Know-How number 24. Congratulations to his Napa teammate, Ron Capsule, winning the NHRA Funny Car title this year. Brad Keselowski into his race car. Martin Truex Jr. It's a big weekend this weekend. Of course, we say goodbye to Sprint, such an integral role in our sport. It's history this weekend. I look at it much like the 92 finale at Atlanta, where we say goodbye to Richard Petty and hello to Jeff Gordon. This sport always goes through transitions, but the same thing applies every year. Racers show up, they get in race cars, and they drive their hearts out for you, the race fans, and they try to achieve glory. And that glory here this weekend is the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Championship. Kyle Busch, last year's champion, going through so much after a leg injury, Daytona, and coming back to win the Sprint Cup Series Championship. Can he make it back-to-back? The storylines, folks, are compelling. the guy trying to make it back-to-back. Redemption for Carl Edwards. A first, possibly, for Joey Logano and the Pennzoil team. And, of course, Jimmy Johnson going for some consider racing mortality with his 7th Sprint Cup Series championship. Kyle Busch putting on the headstock, getting ready to go here. Won this race, of course, last year on his way to winning that championship. 4 multiple winners here. And, you know, we talk about winning to win the chase. 3 times it's been done. 50% of the time, the champion has finished top 5 here at Homestead, but 3 times it's been done. Stewart in 2011, Harvick 2014, and Kyle last year winning to win the Sprint Cup Series championship. They get out into the bright sunshine, then quick back in. Carl Edwards and his crew. Carl is in his Aris Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. 2 Joe Gibbs Racing entries in this championship 4 finale at Homestead. Jimmy Johnson going for 7. The media, well, they're kind of hyped up. They're standing behind Jimmy Johnson's pit box, waiting for him to get into his Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet. Joey Logano has already pulled out onto the track. First practice, so much to learn. Remember, this isn't about race times right here. They'll probably be working a lot of them on qualifying setup at first. Matt Kenseth is number 20, being rolled into the garage. Heartbreak for Matt Kenseth last week. Looked like he was going to make it into the chase, and then trouble. He and Alex Bowman tangled 2 times in a row, 2 years in a row. He has experienced heartache right at the end, knocking him out of the chase. And one of the strongest teams in our garage is DeWalt, number 20. Joe Gibbs Racing, such a dominant performance throughout 2016. Can Kyle Busch get it done? You know, we're talking about Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, an average finish of 15.7. And one of the only tracks he hasn't won at is here in Homestead-Miami Speedway. Well, GarageCam's been a pleasure all year long. Remember, we have one more show to go later today at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner. Appreciate you joining us on NASCAR.com, GarageCam, and Facebook Live. And until next time, we'll see you at the races.